You know what? I wish I had.
And we are live. You can catch us on Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll be right back with you.
Good.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear him.
House of a Bass. I'm Ronnie Adams.
And I'm Jacob Casas, and this episode is called The IE. And we have some special guests today. And I want to go around the room and let them introduce themselves. So we're going to start out with you.
My name is Orlando Rocha. Hello, everyone. How you guys doing?
I'm Henry. I go by Novocaine. How are you guys?
Yeah, I'm Dion. I go by Dion.
Hey, Liza Delita, Boobs Marley.
Welcome back, Liza.
Hey, I'm here again. I'm taking over.
Yeah,
I'm taking over.
So you wanted to bring some guests, and we've been trying to get on for a little bit. And why don't you tell a little bit about what you do for him and who and kind of give a little introduction.
Intro of what we are.
Yeah.
So I figured we'd kind of introduce a little bit of stuff that's going on in the IE. You know, back in the day, we were known to be a little bit more of like the boring, not too much going on. So now everybody's migrated over here, all of a sudden, right? And I think I basically brought my collaboration of some entertainment. So I brought Orly, DJ Orly 17 from Electrofest, also Novocaine, Nova. Dion is also part of us. Basically, just wanted to show you guys what was going on. What they have to introduce to you is basically our festival that we've been throwing, that we started last year and just kind of been running contingent. We are back again on March 30th, and we just want to invite you guys here. And I'll let Orlando give you a little bit more of a vision and let you know what we do there. I'm actually the vendor coordinator, so I basically set up, we have a vendor lane. We are technically right now running at, what is it? Why did I forget the name? Forgot the name right now.
Okay.
Electrofest?
Yeah, no, Silver Lake. Wait,
Silver Lakes Park.
Silver Lakes Park.
California,
Yeah, sorry. So it's in Norco, Silver Lakes Park. I forgot the name.
Horstown.
So it's an equestrian sports arena, and it's amazing. It's outside. There's a little lake. It's beautiful, and we've been having about 3,000 so people on a beautiful Sunday from 2 to 10, and basically we kind of just light it up, coordinate. We get vendors out there, and that's what I basically am in charge of, getting vendors, giving, jobs to our small businesses, our friends, our local people who have merchandise, lots of different things that kind of blend with the demographic of the party, and it kind of lights up the whole party. And Orlando and all them, they're our team. They take care of collaborating with all the entertainers, all the musicians, and DJs. So I'll have Orly give you some
Explain
information
that
on that.
more in detail.
We're excited to have you on.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I know we've been trying to work something out, and dude, I went to the festival. It was dope, the Halloween one. So yeah, just get a little info on what you do.
Electrofest was an idea that was curated by myself and Mr. Novocaine right here. I've been in the electronic music scene for probably over 20 years. I've been doing it since the early 90s, actually longer than 20 years. I forgot that I'm 47. But it's an idea that came together just within the last 2 years. The sports park was developed and was offered to me, and I didn't have the right team to do it like solo. So I started venturing out and found Mr. Novocaine here. I was really impressed, followed him for a whole year before I even shot the gun, because I need to make sure that it was going to be a solid plan. We did the last events last year. It was proof of concept. The city of Norco was very supportive of us. We just followed all the guidelines with the hiring of the sheriffs, the EMTs, things of that nature, and just brought a bunch of people together. It's a passion of mine that I've been doing since I was 14. I grew up right here in Fontana. I moved over here when I was 12, and when I was 14, we used to be back in this area, like I was explaining to you earlier on, having little underground parties, breaking into warehouses, things like that. It was
old
crazy,
school
but,
raves
yeah, old
that
school
they don't
fun.
know about.
Absolutely. Barry Weaver and a lot of these old school Doc Martin DJs that come out and support us. And still doing the damn thing today. And as you guys know, like the Insomniacs, the Coachellas, they bring a lot of money to the cities. So when I sat down with the city of Norco, California, they kind of turned down the idea, but I started bringing up all these other cities that are doing it, showed them some video, proof of concept, and they were right on board. And we've been doing these festivals now, 25 to 2,000 people on a Sunday. We did 4 last year. It's very successful, and we're planning on doing a little bit more this year.
Let's talk about the process first.
Yeah, go.
Let's talk about the process. You said that they jumped right on board. You planned this. How long did it take you to plan your whole idea? You contacted him a year after you had it all planned out that this will work, correct?
That is absolutely right, yeah.
So before that, the plan, how long did it take to plan the vision in your mind and your head?
One thing about us, event goers and promoters, there's really not time for too much planning. It's based off of instinct because there's so few of us in the game.
So you have to create
Oh,
fast.
really?
You have to create fast, yes.
Yeah.
It's just exactly what your podcast. You don't want to have someone here that's boring or doesn't have nothing to offer. Novocaine was doing a lot of work out in the Inland Empire. People just gravitated to him. He's like a magnet. Myself, I have a lot of an older crowd, so it just made sense to put our crowds together, do the damn thing, and it's been a success. And we're looking to do a little bit more this year, doubling up on what we did last year. First event is March 30th, and hope you guys can all come.
Yeah, I did notice when I went that it was a mixed crowd.
Oh, yeah.
So that's really cool. And I was talking to somebody about doing an event and they were asking about the crowd, and I said it was a mixed crowd, and they're like, that's a hard thing to do. They said.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you too, just for people that don't know, how hard is it to get the city and to give them the okay? Because
that's the biggest
that's
thing.
a big deal,
yeah.
right? Like
How long
you
did it take
you had to be a hustle that, right? That wasn't an easy task, right?
It's just like anything else in life. If you choose your words correctly, people will listen. I do have some businesses here in the Inland Empire, a limousine company, restaurants. So I'm kind of well known throughout the city. So it was a little bit more easier using that as leverage a little
Established.
bit. Just basically just trusting me and stuff like that.
Because they turned you down at first. You said it was hard to get in at first. It was almost like a no first. It was
It was a big no because
hard.
of
They tell you- It was a hard no.
They tell you
But
why.
you look so calm about it. Like
Right.
it wasn't. I mean, we're business owners, but we're not on this level, right?
But that's why it works, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
No,
like,
for sure.
when we try to get something done, it is never like, oh yeah, said no, and we tried. It's always like, man, it's stressful for us to get something done, and it looked like it was like, well, they said no, but then you just came right back, and how did that work out? That's kind of what we want to know, the process of that.
A little bit has to do with a lot of the hip hop industry out here in the Inland Empire. The nightclubs that are going out here, people are getting hurt, shot, stabbed, killed, assaulted, offended by just bad language.
Don't bring that here.
So with the Electronic Music Festival and bringing some of the other entertainment like ideas, like the Coachellas, the EDCs, all that stuff, there's some weird stuff about it, but at the same time too, there's no fighting. It's a
Yeah.
peaceful, loving community. I do have a collective out of Pomona, California that is proof of concept. We've done 8 years at Space Taco. It's held at the basement in Pomona, and everyone knows how rowdy Pomona is. But for as long as I've been there, we've had 2 fights in 8 years. So 0 casualties at the Electro Fest for the first 4 events. No ambulance call, no fighting. It's just all love and unity. It's kind of like a Woodstock event in some sense, So the city understands it. They're a little bit old school. And honestly, the city of Norco is wanting more of this stuff. There's Boots in the Park. They have a big festival there at Boots in the Park. So we're kind of using the same blueprint that they're doing, starting off something small and hopefully to grow to really, really big. And we have full support of the city of Norco and the Silver Lakes Park to move forward with a bigger idea, I didn't think it was going to last over a year, but this guy right here, Mr. Energy, brings a lot to the table. So it made it a little bit more convenient. Right, Nova?
Yeah, explain that then. Yeah. So what do you bring into the table on this? Like how do you able to
your creativity?
Yeah, because he saw something in you, and that's like for someone like him, having different businesses and things. When he notices somebody, it's a different. I believe it's like a different level when they notice something in somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was definitely at first, I was just in the scene as a DJ, you know. So I was DJing. I started doing what I do. I make music and I DJ'd. So I would go to shows, get booked, and then I was really good at just promoting, marketing, like myself on Instagram, on social media, whatever it was. So I kept just doing my thing, and I would go and he would hit me up randomly. Hey, do you want to play over here? And I'd be like, yeah, that's cool. Don't talk to him for a couple months. Hey, you want to play over here? Yeah. Started a little more consistency, like maybe I'll
Building a rapport.
Yeah. So he's like randomly like, hey, like I would just every time we saw each other, like we just said, hey, what's up? Like talked a little bit, and then he would just hit me up randomly, you know. He got. Sorry about that. He got.
That's cool. Talk to the mic just a little bit more.
We just
Okay,
got
there it is.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
My bad. So we just got contacted with each other, started getting familiar with each other, and then just started building a relationship. And then from that, he was like, hey, I have this event. Do you want to play? And then whenever I would play, I would, you know, just try to do what I would do and, you know, bring people to the shows and stuff like that. And I mean, that's really like, you know, if someone books you for a show, like you kind of want to do your best to try to bring people, you know, because you want to make. Well, the way I saw it is like, I want to make myself look good, so I'm gonna tell everybody about my show. And then he noticed that, and from there he was like, hey, I'm gonna do this festival, because I do my own shows as well, and I have this collective called Electric Jungle that I created. So we throw our own shows as well, and he noticed all of that I was doing, and then he was like, hey,
They're hosting over like 1,000 people at their show, so it's like, why not? This kid is something special.
Pretty popular, yeah.
Well, I mean, when you start collabing with those much people and you have your people, it makes a bigger show. You can create something even bigger.
Right.
So that all makes sense.
Yeah,
you know?
and Orlando's been someone really great to work with. You know, we all have. He has like his old school ideas, and I have like
The more
new
modern.
new school ideas, right?
Yeah.
So we,
Yeah.
You trying to say I'm old, man?
you know, we have our own ideas, but it's good because it's like,
It gives
Hey.
you that mixture.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
Well, it keeps you young too, huh?
Yeah.
It does.
Absolutely.
Working with
No,
younger
no,
people does
absolutely.
keep you young.
This is one thing too. I've been contacted by a lot of people. When are you going to be finished? When are you going to be done? It's something I have a burning desire for. There's no better feeling like your podcast today. You guys got a lot of followers now. The more viewers you have, the more exciting you guys get. Like when I'm DJing in front of 2,000 people, like I'm up for it. Let's say,
Yeah.
let's go. My wife is someone that supports me very well on this idea too as well. I was doing 4 nights out of the week promoting clubs before I got my limousine company, and coming home drunk a lot. Just being honest. And she was just like, you know what? We're gonna have kids and this and that. Something has to change. So I was like, how do I transition from this whole club thing that I'm getting paid bank for to something that's more profitable, that's a lot more safer? So I got into the limousine business, bought a few limousines, party buses, and that crowd that I was promoting for, they were getting a little bit older, quinceañeras for their kids, things like that. So just kind of like just smooth transition.
Yeah.
And then I got into the bar industry, got myself a little bar, but I just can't get away from the events.
You love this. This is your passion.
Oh yeah,
Right. So
big time.
Yeah.
I love doing events, but at the same time too, I love giving people opportunity. We have over 300 employees for our restaurants. I host over 18 drivers for my limo company, and right now the team is slowly building for Electrofest. It's getting bigger and bigger. Everyone gets paid, and it's just creating an opportunity for people to grow. And then the Inland Empire, which is strange, is that a lot of us do all this stuff without hiring a headliner. You know, a lot of guys will have a big party, and they'll want like a celebrity star to be there to make their event get bigger. We're doing all this with just local talent. So that's something that we look at.
Straight Inland Empire.
and you guys have that many people going.
Yeah.
And so it's like, hey, it could get done.
From the
I've
Inland Empire,
been
too.
contacted by some pretty big agencies, Insomniac, some guys from Academy, some San Diego collectives that do the headliner thing. Their events are successful, but they're paying $10,000 for a headliner, where our top DJ gets paid like $2,000 something, maybe $1,500, whatever, whatnot, and it's working.
Yeah.
The ticket sales are just They're just going crazy. We had just put a tier 1 ticket sale for Electrofest this March, as we've had some months to kind of like prepare for this festival coming up, and just blew like that. So the tickets are going quick right now. Noco, California, March 30th.
Let's
It's gonna be a
give some
beautiful
tickets away
experience.
right now. If they like the page, send us
Do
a
your thing.
comment.
Remember we were talking
Send
about
us
that?
a comment, like us a page, tag a
Liza,
few
you
people.
can do whatever you want.
No, really, I
I'm
think we
cool.
should. Let's give out a couple tickets. Let's tag the page, like us. Send a comment, tag a few people, tag some raver friends, some festival friends, and we'll do a little Rolodex and pick from there. And
So how many DJs is it?
Shoddy.
so we have like three stages.
3 stages.
So we started off with one at our first one, and like it rapidly grew to 3. Like
So
right
what
away.
makes this event, not only it being here in the IE, what makes it? Why should people come to this event? What makes it like to stand out?
It's extremely safe. With electronic music today, the special thing about electronic music today is that you don't need to come with a partner. This is something that we've been seeing for the past few years. Anyone can come. No one judges you. It's all spiritual love. You can come by yourself. Guaranteed, you're gonna walk away with at least 3 or 4 friends.
Fire.
Just people are entertained. They come for the DJ, for the music, and I have a lot of fans out there for myself personally, and I know Henry does as well too. They come, they stand in front of us while we play, and I see people, and they're just like grooving. You just eye contact, and that's our
Super
relationship.
vibe,
Like,
yeah.
I remember you from last time. Whoop de whoop. Here's a T-shirt or something, or get on our VIP list, whatnot. And then we do offer a little. We open our stage up a little bit for some of the people. They come up on stage, you get to feel important, and basically what it is making you feel important. And again, not being judged. You can come solo. If you go to any other concert, you want to go with a friend or something like that. It's starting to be where it's like you can go solo to these events and it's okay.
Yeah.
Totally safe, So I think that's the biggest thing, just having everyone happy and stuff. Right, Henry?
Yeah, I think also like another big part of it is just there's a lot of I think in the IE it's a lot of hip hop, right? It's very hip hop based, where now we're able to introduce people to something different, So electronic music it's pretty big in the world, but in the IE I would say hip hop is more popular. But we get to do something where we can show people what's house music, and then there's subgenres of house music, or there's techno, there's this and that, and we're able to like show people like, hey, there's this, and because a lot of people, I grew up when I first started making music, I would make like hip hop and trap beats and stuff like that.
like a mashup, huh? Like a mashup.
No, I would just make straight like those type of beats. That's how I started learning how to make music, and then I started gravitating towards EDM because I started going to raves. Like at the age of like 19 was my first rave, so I started going, and then I was like, whoa, this is a whole different. Like the energy is so different, and then we get to introduce people to that. So a lot of people come
Right.
to this event. They're like, whoa, like.
Beautiful. It's an
There's
experience
no,
for
it,
sure.
like how Orly says, like there's no drama. Everyone's like, you
It's
could
the
go by
ambiance,
yourself
too.
and like make a bunch of friends because everyone's like, oh hey, what's up? Like, like the.
Well, I mean, that kind of
energy.
music brings the girls. So, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
there
just
you
plain
go.
and simple.
Yeah.
I would start going because the girls are there. That's what I was going. I was like, I don't dance to this stuff, you know what I mean? But hey,
And like honestly,
now I am.
so I haven't said anything in a minute, so I'm gonna make sure what I say hits pretty hard. So essentially, like the IE is where the rave scene is. It's like we all love Insomniac and we all know them. They're LA based.
the Nas Theater.
Yeah,
huh?
but honestly, all of their major events, everything out of here is out in the IE.
Yeah.
It's like you look
Stemmed from here.
or Glen Helen Pavilion.
Stemmed from here, for sure.
So what makes Electrofest really special too, beyond what they were all saying, is one, it's big, but it's not big. We're gonna get pickpocketed, and two, it's thrown in the IE by people from the IE.
Exactly.
That's
That's
really what it is,
that's what I
so.
think the vision and the beauty of it is we've collaborated for people who are actually from here. We're not gravitating from. I mean, who
All
knows?
respect
We
and
can
love to
grow
LA.
after,
We
but
love-
it's
yeah, love
stemming
LA.
from everybody that has grew up here, who's had skills and talents, and has just kept them and grew with them. And we're from
There's a lot
here.
of talent in the IE.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like
Oh,
the
yeah.
IE is just about to start taking off.
There's
It's
a lot of
starting to do
sports
some
talent.
things.
There's a lot
Yes,
of
lots
artists
of
out
sports
here.
talent
You
too.
Tell us about Dion.
Victor Glover, my
Oh, I'm like these guys got the skills. I'm just a professional coattaler.
Dion
So he is our one-man band. Don't let
he
him
is
fool
fire.
you.
So like,
Do not let him fool you. He does
My
everything.
passion is photography. That's and
Okay.
working. Like, what's funny is, me and Henry were from the same fraternity, and then Orlando actually spent Christmas at his house. It's like this last year, just with Electrofest, it brought a different kind of vibe, and as far as like a different kind of community. It's like everybody's like really
Connection,
skilled,
like a
yeah.
unity, huh? Yeah,
And
I think
skill
everybody
related,
kind of like, we built like a cool little family.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's almost like when you used to go to like EDC and like back like Nocturnal Wonderland when it was still mainstream or not mainstream yet. It was like all like, oh, you had to like, and it was like you'd go and you were like, dude, that was the dopest shit. Like I can't wait to go back next year. It's kind of getting right there. I mean, I do it. Some people don't even know that I'm that involved, and they're like, dude, that thing that you invited to was. What the fuck? Like, how did you guys do that?
It's more than just the music I'm hearing then.
Yeah.
It is,
And,
it's
and not
beautiful.
just the love of the people too. You guys have probably
Vendors,
some kind
we've
of
got
vendors, lighting,
that
and
have their own
Everything.
A lot of
community that
costumes.
come
Yeah, you know what's
in.
crazy?
Theater
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
a lot of
you know.
costumes.
Lot of
Yeah.
food.
What would a costume look like? Like
Shiny.
Naked.
Shiny,
Yeah.
glittery, shiny,
I went to the-
furry,
oh, so it's
fuzzy.
like
Oh, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, dude.
it's
So I,
bright.
It's
like,
everything. Yeah.
I went to the Halloween one, and honestly, dude,
Halloween
like
was fun.
I'm
That
even
was
thinking
good.
right now, like I felt safe the whole time. I didn't feel like nobody was trying to start anything. Like no dirty looks, no nothing.
No one's
No,
mad
we
dogging
got-
you.
Yeah, everybody was like, I mean, why are they gonna do
Security.
that when there's half naked chicks around? You
It's
know
the
what I mean?
vibe.
Like,
That's
they're like,
the
hey,
vibe.
if you're looking at me, you got a problem, dude. You know what I'm
I
saying?
get
Like,
it now. he said, why would I be tripping when there's half naked chicks?
it's like if they're too busy dogging dudes, man, like they got a problem. When you got
I
half
get
naked
it.
chicks walking around, you're
I
like,
get
hey.
you.
It's a beautiful thing, and like again too, I'm 47. Some of my friends that are my age, they're coming out with their kids as well too, being able to share this experience. So it's just a really beautiful thing again too, and it's all curated by people that are from the Inland Empire. It's important for me to provide jobs as well too.
That's good.
Our vendors, right?
So we're doing those things, getting the small businesses involved with the vendors. Liza, you've been doing an excellent job. Appreciate you for that. Always.
Oh, it's my favorite thing to do.
prior to the festival stuff, Liza's been with me since day one, doing clubs. We were in the club. She was the manager. I was a promoter. But
We've probably been
longevity.
like
We've always had
17
longevity.
years deep in like nightlife,
Longevity.
for
No
sure.
club that I've ever been at, I didn't last for like 4 years, whatnot. So I kind of like to think I know what I'm doing.
And we're from out here.
I'm trying to share the platform with guys like this because I need guys like this. 1,000 people hit me up all the time on DMs. Hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? Or how can I play? I got my guy.
We
right
do
here.
what we do is like, well, he's actively working and he's really popular in his age group. Let's when we were talking about age group, like Orly and I were like, we've got our little age here, but we've always been in this demographic, right? So we still curate our people and we give our people the vibe still. But then having him, who's like in this age group where they're going to be around a little bit longer than us, they're going to be rocking it a little bit longer than us, and he's already curating. I mean, he's doing big parties already aside from us. So down the line, he's going to be like, at our age, he's already going to sit back
he's gonna
and
be
do
doing
exactly what Orly's doing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a little cycle, and it's really amazing to see people grow like that because back in the day, people didn't really get these chances like this. It's, and sometimes, let's be real, it's all about who you know.
Right.
Yeah, and
So
that
what-
too.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
We don't get annihilated at our events. We stay very
Focused.
No drugs, not a lot of drinking, maybe a beer or two or there. But we're very down to the ground earth. We want to see the thing grow. We like consistency. Doing it right this way allows us for longevity and stuff. So that's the idea, and eventually it's all going to be handed down to this guy right here. So super excited for that for him.
Nice. So tell us what's one of the biggest parties you've been to? I mean, that you actually DJ.
I would say just doing Electrofest. That was
one, day
massive.
trip.
Day trip, babe. Day trip.
was amazing. Yeah,
Day trip,
was
man. Where was
amazing.
this day trip? Tell us about it.
Day trip is Adam Auburn is the creator of Day Trip, and it's like an Insomniac festival as well. And
40,000 people.
They do it over there
That
at
one
the
was
Queen
nice.
Mary.
Located
Mary.
at the Queen Mary.
Yeah, that
When was
the Queen
this,
Mary,
like-
this summer.
You guys know like Bobby D's, old school festivals, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been to the one in Long Beach in front of the Queen Mary?
Yeah.
So there's an event called Day Trip that's thrown by the gentleman that he's talking about right now, and it's about 30,
Dude.
40,000 people.
It's
Funny.
huge.
So many.
It's
So
so
many
humongous.
people.
It's like ridiculous.
It's like what we aspire to be. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
Inspire us.
It's the whole idea. We're actually taking the blueprint, but we're doing it with guys from the Inland Empire versus having some outside guy come to our city and throw a big old event and take all the credit
Growing
for
our
it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
This is this is what Electrofest stems from. We're not gonna take it no more.
Yeah.
We're gonna get in
Like,
there,
make our own
we're gonna,
money
We're
in
gonna
our
make
city,
our own
not-
show.
yeah.
We're gonna be in charge of it. We're gonna book who we want, and hopefully that these guys are listening too, because you don't always have to book a headliner.
Right.
Get a colorful name, work hard, and people will come. Just
That's
like
the thing,
just
work
like-
hard.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
like
they
make
already
it
have their
happen.
own
Yeah.
network, their own people already, bringing it all to the force. It's like
And luckily, we were able to have Adam Auburn come because
And
of
support us,
Orlando,
for
and
sure.
so the creator of Day Trip came and played for us, and that was
was it,
amazing.
yeah.
So I would say, yeah, Day Trip was amazing, but like doing this and seeing like the
Your
fruit
own baby.
of our exactly
Your own baby.
like seeing that happen was it's just so much. It's so
Mind-blowing.
different. It's like you look out into the crowd, you see like a bunch of people.
I'll
and
be
you're like,
honest, right? The
we did
first
this,
one,
you
remember,
know?
like all their faces, like I'm Mama Bear to everybody. I'm like probably the second, only two girls on our team, and
She,
to watch
she was
them,
a go-go dancer for the first event.
all the glitter and fur. No, to watch them all be in the heat of the moment, be really stressed out, and you don't know where it's going. You've already put some money into it. You feel good, but you're not sure ever when you set up an event.
This is what I want to talk about.
Ever.
This
You're
is the good
never,
stuff. This is the
you
good stuff.
never,
that-
you
Yeah.
never know like what goes on until you really live it. And this is like something that you cannot plan and just hope that it's going to go exactly the way you plan. It's like you plan it and it goes a whole different way, and you just got to gravitate and pull it together.
Adapt
So
along
yeah,
the way.
and I watched both of these fellows like work really hard. And I'm talking about our first one. We were like, oh, we're going to have like 700, 800. We were like at almost 1,000 people. We were like looking around, like this whole area was filled. And I think I looked at both of them. They were just looking at me like, can you believe this? And like
The bar at Silver Lakes, they made over 40,000. So they were like, "Come back!" They had a car show. They had a car show the day before we did our event, which was on a Sunday, and the car show did about maybe $8,000 at the bar, and we eclipsed 40,000. So they were like, "Come back!"
And that's also our vendors getting fed too. So it shows you that we have the food, we have the merchandise, and people are still drinking. So it's kind of like a really good movement. I think everybody's like fairly making good money, and it's just like, right? I think.
Yeah, no,
The
it's
first one was
exciting.
good.
A
I
lot
hope
of
you guys can
opportunity
go.
for,
That would be great.
A lot of opportunity for newbies because we don't get these opportunities. And
No.
as soon as you say you go to LA and you say you're from the IE, they don't want you.
I know,
You know,
it is.
you go to Orange County. Oh, you're the IE, you don't belong here. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know. But if you go to the festival, on a scale from 1 to 10, the caliber of people that you've seen at the festival in Halloween, what would you rate it?
Like caliber, like dude, it was 10.
10.
It was dope.
Right? It
dude.
was
I was
sick.
I
I
loved
think
it.
Jake,
20.
Jake was
The
definitely
Inland
blowing
Empire
I was
people's
like,
mind. He was
yeah.
beautiful.
What's going on in here?
I was like, I didn't even know about it. Frank's like, hey, let's go. I'm taking you here. And I'm like, all right, let's roll. And I was like, what is this, dude? Like, why? There's so
cool.
many girls. Obviously, I'm cool with that. I'm like, hey, like, what is this? I didn't know it was going to be like this. He's like, yeah, stupid. Let's just go. You know, he is.
Yeah, no, it's honestly, people get offended when you say Inland Empire if you're from LA or Orange County.
They do.
But let me smack you in the mouth with this, OC and LA. The Inland Empire is filled with a bunch of beautiful people. And if you want to find them, come to Electrofest because that's where they're going to be at.
We're on the
Say
map.
March
That little
30th, you
pitch.
guys. March 30th, Electrofest Entertainment. Tag us. We're gonna give these tickets away, right? We're gonna give
Absolutely.
2 tickets. Okay, you
No,
guys
no,
don't
no,
forget.
no. Give a dozen out.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
And make
we're
sure these
gonna
guys
go-
get all
Okay.
free wristbands.
All right. There we
Yes.
go.
So just to touch back on what Orlando was saying, I do feel like people always do say there's nothing to do in the IE, and I feel like we've been able to be like,
Surpass that.
here, there's something to do now. Like,
Yeah.
come over
Someone
here.
to
and
look forward to.
we're creating stuff like that. So now when we do talk to people from LA, OC, and stuff like that, they'll
We'll be right
like,
there on the map.
They'll be
That's
like,
it.
oh, we've heard of you guys, and like
Yeah.
now we're able to. They come over here to the IE and they're checking us out too, and that's like that's very rewarding because people would be like, oh, you're from. I would go DJ in LA,
Right? We used to run that way
And then-
for all the house and,
then
all the.
and then they would be like, where are you from? And I'm like, oh, I'm from the IE, and they'd be like, oh, That's cool. You know, I'm like,
It's like wrong to be from the IE or something. You got it wrong.
It's just
You got it
they-
wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
They just think the hustle is different.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That
It's
they don't
just-
think that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's more expensive that way to survive and live. So they think that we have to survive harder than what y'all have to survive. So y'all ain't got it like us. But at the end of the day, we still hustle hard here.
Not
Yeah.
even that.
Yes.
We're in a calm area. We got parking. We got
Yeah.
we can work.
That is true. We got
accordingly
parking and all
and
that.
not be
Pockets.
stressed
You
out
know,
wondering if someone to steal your car.
Low key, a lot of people from the IE are from LA.
Yes, 100%.
Right?
So we
I grew
got
up in Nova,
so we got the
California.
hustle in our
Everybody from
blood.
Orange
Got here
County's
when
and
I was
everybody from
12.
Orange
So we
County's
got the
and
hustle in
North
our
Oak
blood.
and East Oak.
like I
Right?
started DJing in LA, so in LA I learned everything that I know, like how to do everything. So I was able to luckily meet some really good people in LA and just apply to the IE, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like this is here too. It's just not as like everywhere like how it is in LA. You have every day of the week there's
Something
there's
going on.
something
So much
popping up.
competition.
In the IE,
Over
there's
here,
not.
They
you
got it.
don't have
They
too
got
much
it up there.
competition. You're already just blowing out.
But
Yeah.
there's a lot of development going on around
There
the
is.
IE right
Oh
now.
yeah.
But they're saying it's
everywhere.
supposed to be like LA soon, man. Like Rancho's supposed to be like
Yeah, I
that
hope
spot,
not.
and it's supposed to just boom. I know.
Let's
We're kind of
face it.
hoping
that,
it's
that
not.
Vegas to Rancho.
Everyone from the LA
yeah.
area is tired of the traffic. It's too expensive to live out there. It's getting a lot uglier. So
It is.
it's just everyone's coming out here. So join us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially on March 30th at Electrofest.
Turn up. Yeah. He's from LA.
I
That's
know, I
why
see him over there.
he over there chilling. Like,
So I wanted to get into this a little bit. So with you, so I wanted to know because you had to create this vision for all this to come together, right? So I wanted to kind of see that whole side of things. How did you go from, the business side of things? How did you turn that into that? Because you started out, doing the club scene and all that, right? And so when did like, I don't know how old you were when you started like transferring your like whole mentality into business and creating businesses out of these things. But how did that start? And like, how old were you? Give us that little whole vibe of how that started.
when did your business mind start? When did it first start?
That's kind of funny. I've always, when I was 14, I was doing undergrounds, and I seen a lot of money coming in through just door money. You're talking $2,000, $3,000 per event, and this is selling to the young kids when I was in high school and stuff. And I went to A.B. Miller, I went to Full High, so people in the city here used to come to my events back in those days. Very lucrative if you know what you're doing, if you can carry a following and people are attracted to you. So the thing with me is I've always been kind to people, never shit in your own backyard.
That's good.
So basically you can't fuck any of the girls, you can't do things like that. Stay clear of that stuff and people will gravitate to you. When I was 22 years old, like what am I going to do? I was going to college, dropped out of that because I got a sales job and I was still doing parties at the same time too. And I just couldn't get away from it. Moved to Sherman Oaks. I was out there for 8 years for a while. And I had came back to over here thinking like there's a lot of opportunity in telemarketing. I got into the telemarketing business too. I don't want to talk about that too much because it was a bad experience and I just didn't like taking advantage of people. Again, too, you're only going to be good as how you treat people. And that was my thing. So I came back out here, tried to open a business, didn't work out. I knew where my money was at. Get back into the club scene. So I started working for this $1 million club called Luna, hiring big entertainment. Did you ever go to Luna?
Yeah.
Okay, I was head promoter there for 4 years, and I was walking home with like 7,000 racks, 6 or 7 racks, every Friday and Saturday night. So, it just all
Yeah, hustler right there.
it
Damn.
all
At
transitioned.
that,
but
how long ago was this? Excuse me.
about 15 years ago.
Sheesh. At that time.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Club
It was a
scene,
lot
we were
different.
making a lot of
The
money.
scene's a little bit different today.
Bottle service.
Every table was sold out, bottle service, before the night even happened. That was the obligation.
You wasn't tricking, was you?
No.
You married now. You married now. Hey, with $14,000, come on, you ain't tricking.
Luna died after the fourth year. and hip hop started taking a big effect out here in the Inland Empire. EDM just evaporated; it was gone. I found a place here and there to do some small events. Got into the car sales business, and I just wasn't like what I was seeing. So I was just like, I have this huge following on Facebook. How do I transition this to like a business? What can I do? And I met some girl, which is my wife today. I love you, Anna, with all my heart. But she was just like, she's very business oriented herself. She owns a few restaurants herself. And when I met her, I didn't know this. She started talking to me about the business. You can't be doing this forever. Like, so what should I do? She kind of directed me a little bit. Got into the limo company, opened a bar. People gravitated to the bar. The bar was very successful, where I don't even got to be there to be successful. So these are the things you got to do. Just do what works for you. Work hard. And then, open a few restaurants. And, here I am today. Pleased to pass down knowledge. I'm never going to stop grinding. She trips out on me today. She's like, man, aren't you done with all this party stuff? I can't. I'm not over it. I'm not over it yet.
It's the era you grew up in, man. That's what we did.
I meet up with my partners today, and they're talking about like the fights and we did this, or the girls that we did, or all this and that. I'm like, man, what about the events we threw? You're talking about packing 1,000 people and just the beauty of it. So something that I didn't have for a while, and then I was by myself. Like, what do I do? So I started working for the McGuire Brothers. I opened up Prohibition, Mescal, very, very successful nightclubs. There was times we were making $40,000 at the bar in those places every Friday, Saturday night, like clockwork.
Damn.
So the money was coming in. I was like, man, I got to get out of this. I'm going to be stuck in this to the rest of my life. So I opened the limousine company. We have a fleet of 22 limousine, party buses, all that stuff. Very successful business. Out in LA, IE. Got in the bar business. Got a few restaurants for my wife. And then, I continue to do my events with my wife's approval. You can do them. I like the way you play music. It's your passion. And she's fully supportive. So anything you do in your life, make sure that you have support by the people that love you the most, because they'll push you to do the right thing. And then I see Nova's his charisma, his passion, his fire. Kind of reminded me of myself when I was younger. I was like, let's do this festival thing. I believe in like
I think
something obviously
Watching
knocks there.
grow.
Every
Watching
time one window closes,
something bigger opens.
something opens up. And it's either you're going to take advantage of it or you're going to put your head under a pillow. I'll never put my head under a pillow.
That's dope.
I seen my friends, like you had my friend Danny McGuire here the other day.
Mm-hmm.
His story is absolutely insane. These guys group of Muscoy.
Mm-hmm.
San Bernardino.
Yes, a lot of people in their home. We used to go over there and party, drink all night long. The grandma would come out, make us food, all this stuff.
Nice.
Crazy. And then to see them opening their first bail bonds company, to the second one, to the third one, to the fourth one, and then just accumulation. Then nightclubs. Now they're taking over the downtown Riverside area. I have a friend named Ruben that owns Mr. Taco, and his family, they had all of Mr. Tacos. And
That one in Redlands?
Yeah, all of them.
Love Mr. Taco.
That's good.
Now he's opening up Maya Pa, the Ranch, the Fire Up Grill, the Killer Queens.
I'm
And so, oh yeah, they own all that
I
stuff.
love that place.
It's a beautiful thing. These guys work really hard. They're very constructive. They don't take no for an answer. And they're driven. They're driven by like a dream. Something that you go home and you sleep and you're like, you wake up the next morning and you're like, I gotta do this.
Okay, so
What's up?
I want to ask that then. So what drives you? Because you've been pushing to be like a businessman for a long time. Where do you get that drive from? What drives you?
My family, you know, and honestly, not having nothing. I don't want to have nothing.
That's right.
Right?
No.
Shoot.
That's right.
I know
Nobody-
I can't.
I wish people
take
would
it.
get uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
I know I can't take it when I go, so might as well to make the best as you can. You can do anything you want, but you really have to like work for it. Get up early, go to sleep late, suffer while you're young, and just have a dream and fight for it. That's what my life's really about. and then connecting with the right people, obviously, to not distract you. People get distracted so easily by putting the wrong people in their life. So it's very important you choose to work alongside with people that you
Uplift you.
uplift
growing
you,
with you.
yes, grow with you, and just I like to say for my restaurants and stuff like that, the staff we hired 4 years ago, it's the staff that we have today. So taking care of the
Dang.
people that are with you.
5 years ago.
Yes.
Wow.
Some of them, even in my wife's restaurant, I mean, there's people that worked 10 years ago, and in the restaurant business, you don't think you can't buy a house? Claim all your tips, save all those things, file them into your pay grade. You're not just making minimum wage; you're making like $24 an hour. 6 years later, you want to buy a $400,000 house or a $500,000 house? You can. It just depends on what you do and how you
Manage your money.
manage your money. Yes. So
He just gave y'all a tip
yeah.
as for the restaurant gang. Restaurant gang, if y'all didn't pay attention, you got to rewind this. He just gave y'all a tip on how to make more money from your tips to use it for an investment for your property.
Here's a tip.
go.
Claim your
The proof is
tip.
there, man. I have a
Just the
few
tip.
servers that are
Just the
great.
tip.
Just a tip.
Just the
Liza.
tip.
You say it can't be done, and a lot of girls, they come serve, they work hard, they get disrespected, but the girls that are smart, they have thick skin, they'll buy a house, man, no problem.
Right.
They'll be doing better than these guys.
They gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
That's one thing about a woman is she gonna figure it out. You know what I mean?
We're solo.
I wanted to ask you something. So,
Yeah.
can we say your age? How old are you?
28.
28. So what have you learned in business from him?
Everything. I didn't grow up really like knowing anything about business.
Okay.
So all I was just some guy that liked to party, like you know? So, to this day, like that's what I feel like a lot of times when Orlando says like I have this charisma, this energy, because I just like I'm just really into the music
It's your
part
vibe.
of stuff. It's the vibe. So when I have these like glasses that I always wear when I'm on stage. Every time I'm a whole different person on stage, you know, like so.
And your character,
You're
who
performing.
you who you
Performing,
want to
man.
Exactly,
be.
right,
Yeah.
right. But other than that, I just had like, I would work like, my parents. I'm first generation here, so my parents are from Mexico. So I came here, and then they were kind of like, okay, cool. Like, I had to like kind of figure everything out.
Swim.
Yeah,
Swim,
because
yeah.
they learned how to speak English and stuff, and they gave me what they could and stuff. But I like school and stuff like that was not something that they completed.
You had to figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
And in school, they don't really teach you that stuff either, you know? So, working with Orlando over the last couple, I want to say I barely met him a couple years ago. And I've learned so much in just even 6 months working with him. He would just tell me, like, hey, like just telling me stuff like how he said about the tips. Like, he would, hey, like, work on your credit. That's important. Like, like, sometimes
Alright.
your parents don't tell you that, you know?
Right,
and
right.
Your school's not telling you that, you
Right.
know? Like, that's something you have to figure out on your own. And
Having
you know,
a mentor that's already
Yeah, you look
So
at
already
him. Do you look at him as a
experienced it.
mentor for you?
Definitely.
Then?
I was waiting for that because I was just kind of doing my DJ thing.
You
and
got
I
some
had
components,
someone,
right?
I
You
had
got the
someone that
components.
was kind of like my mentor, but I was like, man, this guy's kind of weird, like, you know. But then I
Well, you
was,
always surpass to another mentor. Like that just happens in life.
yeah,
You know?
and I was able to meet
like
with
the Jedi.
Orlando, and I would be like, damn, I wish the guy could be my mentor, but he was always so busy. Like I was like, man, this guy is like not gonna give me a time of day. Little did I know that he's been watching me the whole time, you know. And he, like, and he ended up, like I can say like he's my mentor because he's taught me a lot. Like
Sure.
he's been there for me. He's helped me out a bunch. There's a lot of ways that he does shows. When I started doing shows, he would be like, this is cool. I had all the people there, but then the production of like, hey, your sound system should be like this, your lighting should be like that,
The delivery.
definitely took the whole shows to a whole different experience. And like,
I think we've
You
all
are-
learned so much from each other, though,
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely,
But I know
like-
what you mean. The
yeah,
guidance of
like
somebody.
Liza, she's super organized. Dion, he just does stuff. Like he's just on his stuff. Like when he takes pictures for the events, I'm not even home yet. I get the pictures already.
You would
and I'm
think it was
damn.
like 4 people working. He is like, he'll be
Yeah.
DJing all of a sudden. He got a drone over here, and it's like,
Damn.
well, I'm like, Dion, were you?
No, this guy, he does photos. He'll do videos. He'll
Videography.
DJ. He does a bunch of different stuff. I don't even know what else he can do. He can probably do everything. He can probably fly a plane.
Right. It's very important to have a good core
Team.
group of team,
Absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely.
because that makes a
Absolutely.
difference. You know,
It
and
really
and
is.
you taking your time to do that is very important. It shows a lot of wisdom because you didn't want to jump in something without making sure that everything was planned properly.
He assembled the Avengers.
Right. Right. He like, I'm sitting back and I'm gonna just look
Yeah.
No,
and
like,
wait to see
No,
who
we
my
definitely,
No, it's-
we
it's-
definitely do
it's-
piggyback off of each other.
Yeah,
You know, when
we
one is
definitely piggyback
stressed
each
or
other.
one can't think straight, we just kind of like gravitate.
Now,
I love
now,
that.
now, know this though. It's very stressful, but
It is.
it's either you're gonna welcome it to be your best friend, or you're gonna fold, and that's the difference between someone that's successful and not successful. So, if you come within and know what you really want, you're gonna have to fight for it and go through the fire. So,
but watching,
I've been pushed by my peers, my wife, my family, to do the right thing, to never give up, no matter what distress you're under. And it's not the festival that, I have all these employees for the restaurants, the limo company, my 4-year-old, I have a 16-year-old, I have a 25-year-old. How to juggle all this stuff, and when you look at my family, you're like, oh, they're doing great. It looks good from afar, but we do have our own struggles at home and stuff like that. But
human.
you know what?
Humanity.
I'll
Yeah.
never go to sleep at night without telling each of my family members that I love them.
Good.
And whatever happens today, we're gonna get through tomorrow.
So that's good too. I'd like to get into that. So you're a father, and you having
Proud
to,
father.
huh?
Proud father.
A 4.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Three.
Yeah, three.
so you being a business owner, a husband, a mentor, and a father, it's a lot of weight on your shoulders. And how do you? I mean, really think about that.
He said,
right?
"Oh shit, yeah."
I know how it. I know how it is. Like when you gotta, because you gotta not think about it. You just keep moving. But do you ever sit back and be like, "Dang, I got all this weight on my shoulders"? And you think about it sometimes.
Oh, yes.
And then because you gotta just like kind of throw it out of your head and just keep moving still. But do you ever think about that? Like, how do you deal with that pressure?
I evade pressure. I believe that, like, if you there's some things we run away from in life. Some people will run away from challenges. I evade stuff that, like, is an obstacle. If you're walking down a path and you see a log in the middle of the road, you're gonna sit on it, move it, or walk around it. I'm gonna move it out the way and keep going. No depression. Even though I may have a lot of depression inside, I hold it within, but I can't afford to do things I want to do with depression in my life. Just keep going,
I think balance is very important.
There's people depending on you, and in today's society, everyone's like depressed and sad and all this stuff, this and that. And I understand, I get it, but at the same time too, if there's not someone pushing forward, persevering, showing people that it's okay to be sad one day and get up the next day and fire up. Like if you're doing something one day and you want to change your life, I really believe like you need to get up the next day and do something different that you were doing the same day prior to that.
Yeah.
So you have to change your way sometimes,
The dynamic.
adapt, like you said earlier on, to what's going on in life. And we all know what we want. We all know what we want. You want to reach 1 million followers on this podcast, right?
Yeah.
I believe you'll get there if you just keep fire in the cold. I mean,
Yeah.
fill in the train,
And
you'll
strategic
get there.
moves.
So keep going. I love what you guys are doing right here. I appreciate it. You guys having us, and
always for having
don't
us
stop.
and giving
Just
us
keep,
the
just
support.
keep going no matter what.
You know,
But you got to surround yourself with good people too. Though.
But that's what it is. You see, we're a unity again. We're now uplifting again. We're in the IE, and it's about just like building like your people, like rubbing each other's elbows. We all got skills. We're all growing,
And you can all benefit each other.
creating,
you guys
and
are
make it come
creating
to life.
together,
And
yeah.
making it come to life is
Yeah.
is also very rewarding. Even Orly talks about how stressful it is, but to actually watch something that you collaborate and create, and it actually like come to
Flourishes,
life
yeah.
is pretty amazing. And I think you all can speak for it every time you guys have a show. It's obstacles, but once you see it just come to life, you already know, like, man, I did this, so it runs contingent. It just fires you up for the next time.
That's good for the young entrepreneurs to
Sure,
hear too.
something to look up to.
Is let's say, okay, so how did you go from dealing? This is for the young entrepreneurs, right? You were just in the party scene. You like to party, right? And then he put you on game on how to make it a business, and you guys are doing it together. How did you transition into that, dealing with the stress and pushing and learning and being, honestly, because a lot of guys could have just been like, hey, screw it, I'm still just gonna party, but you're actually putting time and effort into this, and trying to build with him, right?
I think what it was, before I had met Orlando, I was taking those steps to, okay, cool, like, yeah, I like to party, but this is getting serious, you know? So, like, okay, cool, like, let's party a little less.
See
and,
some opportunity
you know,
growing.
when I
The
go,
followers made it serious, huh?
yeah. So I started,
That's right.
We were growing the brand, and I was like, okay, cool, I created Electric Jungle. I made it a business, and I was able to do that on my own. But every time I have a question, I can go to Orlando and be like, hey, I did this, but I, like, a lot of times, as a young entrepreneur, like,
You haven't
I don't know.
experienced it all the way yet,
I don't
so
know
you're
what I'm
still
doing
kind
sometimes.
of, yeah.
And, you know, that's
Yeah.
part of that's kind of like, that's a big part of it, I think, is like you just kind of start to, yeah, okay, if I did this and it was the wrong move, well, then I'm not going to do that again. I'm gonna do I know what to do next time. And then luckily, like, if I have some, before I make certain mistakes, Orlando could tell me like, hey, maybe try this instead or whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, it's, I used to, the last thing that I did was I worked construction and I would go DJ. So my dad's a carpenter, so like I would go with him, and then I would like work in the morning and then go DJ like on the weekends and stuff like that, because I had to make money. You know, I had to survive.
Probably tired as hell, huh?
I was super tired, but like how Orlando says, like, I do feel like depression is a lot more common in my generation and kind of stuff like that. But no matter what, like, you have to go get it. You know, it doesn't matter like how you feel. Like the world moves. It moves. Like,
Did you just hear what you just said? You just identified why the depression is there. And your generation, you identified it. You hit it right on top of the head. You just said because they don't go get it.
They don't allow it.
You have to.
Our generation, we spoiled the younger generations because we did it for them.
Exactly.
We
We had to.
So
we had
so
to.
that's where the depression comes in at. Is like, dang, I gotta actually work hard. I actually gotta do something, and I
Yeah.
gotta go over and above.
Yeah.
When everything was handed to me on a platter.
Yes.
You know, growing up as a kid, we had all the games and everything that y'all got to do growing up. So now it's like, damn, I gotta work hard and really, 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 really go
Yeah,
get
that's
it.
foreign to
Yeah.
them.
So now it's like, damn, the depression hits because, like that, like you said,
Yeah.
that's foreign. I got working
Yeah.
hard ain't easy,
Oh,
and nobody want to work hard. So I'm depressed because now I gotta fucking excuse my language, really work hard.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't
I
know
mean,
that one. They don't know that
and it
one.
seemed like, I mean,
That's
just
it.
listening to you talk, that your childhood did actually force you to, in a sense, to learn it instead of just,
Yeah.
oh, I give up. Like you said, your parents
you came from,
couldn't help you
what
with
you
school
came
or
from.
that, so you had to figure that out, right?
Yeah.
So basically, it kind of like it helped you become who you are right now, who you're building to be.
Definitely.
So
When I
that was part of the deal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it wasn't a bad thing. It was like meant
Yeah.
to be.
And when I was
You
a
know what I
kid,
mean?
when I was like in high school and middle school, I was like, man, my parents suck. They're so mean. They're so hard on me. But like now, I'm like,
Because they was
damn,
going to
dang.
get it.
Yeah, they were.
That's
they
why
were-
they were going to
shit.
go get it.
Yeah.
They're putting food on the table. They're paying for the rent. Like we were just kids, and we're like, dang, my parents, like, they don't get it. And like I said, I was first generation. If we ever talked about, we're depressed, they're like, what are you talking
What
about?
the hell
bro?
is that? Boy, let me stop
I
you.
grew
Let me
up-
give
I
you
grew up
something to
like
be
that.
depressed about really fast.
We had to get you here.
Right?
Yeah, I'm like, bro, right.
We're happy as hell. They're all happy with
You wanna
hardly
cry.
anything. You know?
Listen, and like, you know, I grew up in a generation where like, okay, cool, like I was able to learn both sides. Like, okay, depression is real, but at the same time, like,
It's
that
all
didn't
your-
stop my
it's
parents.
mental.
I'm sure my parents, like,
It's mental.
at one point, like, we lost our home. I'm sure they were depressed.
Sure.
They just went and
Kept
Went through
going.
it.
That's-
Kept going, and you
yeah.
didn't see
I
it.
gotta
and
keep
you
going.
Just like
Yeah.
he said earlier,
Exactly.
he sometimes had to hide it inside of him because
Yeah.
he has to stay focused on the
Yep.
goal
Right,
and, the,
Can't let it-
and,
yeah.
and what he has to complete.
And everything
Good-
that
good
you
day.
did, that's the reason he noticed you. Like someone like him, that sees a lot of people, that has businesses, that sees a lot of things, noticed you. So he noticed you for a reason. It's not like it doesn't just go like, oh, I just noticed this guy. I mean, he has a lot of people in his life. He noticed you for a specific
Your
reason.
willpower, I think,
So
your
your
willpower.
parents did a good job. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate
And
that.
even you having to learn what you had to learn in school by yourself, having to do all that, that's what people are seeing. That's what he's seeing. And like, okay, this guy's going to push and make it no matter what. You know what
Your
I mean?
parents are adorable. They were at the rave too. They were
Yeah,
like,
they-
yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
I
it was
I
adorable.
believe that they don't know what the hell I do.
Yeah, they had no-
show up and they're like,
Yeah,
why are there so
right?
many people here?
Never, Nova, when Nova saw me, he's like, my parents
That
are
is
here.
so
He's all, do you know that
funny.
they're here?
Yeah.
He's all, they don't really know what we do. And I was like,
funny,
what?
yeah.
They're just supporting their kid. Huh? They're like,
Awesome. That's great.
They're there and they're because I grew up very religious too.
Yeah.
So like everything that I'm doing, I kind of like don't really tell them because I'm like I got
They
my
don't-
ears pierced like when I was
and they were like, no.
23. My mom didn't talk to me for like a month. I was like, Mom, I'm an adult now.
Right.
She's just very like
Right.
She did a chocolate
When
at
you come from our era, you get your ears pierced when you're like 12 and shit.
Right?
yeah. So they're very funny, but they're
Supportive, and they're
they're
there.
I had,
supportive.
I had the
yeah.
ice cube and I was piercing my ears.
Played in class.
My
My
God.
studs. Or some hoops at that time.
Right.
The hoops were in
We was
back in those days.
rocking
but-
those hoops.
Or you just like take the earring and push it through.
Like for example, Dion, I don't know if you care to share your situation where you had
What's
to, you're pretty much you just took over your home, right?
Yeah.
Like-
I'm not even gonna lie, man. Like you guys are talking, I'm just like, dude, this Johnny Walker on a Tuesday. I don't think it was like the best idea. I have no thought right now. I'm just listening.
Hey, cousin, what you think about the Johnny Walker? Is he sleeping there?
Yeah, dude, I'm just sitting here like, I was like, this is cool. I'm like, I never would expect to be here on a Tuesday, but I am thankful. And
Right?
yeah, dude. So, I don't know.
I'm thankful for giving us the platform to talk about our stuff because this is kind of cool. Thank you guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
We like this stuff. This is this helps us too. I mean,
It
we're
builds
entrepreneurs.
us.
Yeah, it does a
Tell
lot for
stories,
us.
yeah, for sure.
When we first started it, we were kind of like, it's weird because we know each other a long time.
Sure.
So it
How'd
was
you guys meet?
like,
We went to high school.
yeah,
together.
high school.
I was gonna
all
say
that
the gas
stuff.
station.
Football team.
Yeah, no, he was on the football team. He was known as the Adams on that thing.
okay.
So,
I seen your legs. He has the big legs and stuff. Maybe he was a lineman or something.
yeah, but I mean, we started this and we were kind of like, because we already know about each other. So to sit there and kind of talk was kind of weird. And then we just kind of just went with it. Like, hey, this is what we're going to do. Bring entrepreneurs in here, start talking to entrepreneurs and hearing the struggle and the side of it. Because people don't know that. They think that a lot of entrepreneurs, they just made it.
No.
And especially, I feel like people in Empire, they don't think they can be business owners. When literally everything around you was somebody's vision that had to be built to a business.
Right.
Yeah.
But nobody believes they could be a business owner out here. A lot of them don't. But anybody could be a business owner. It's just having to be able to just go and do it.
Well, it's actually the educational programs don't allow you to do those things. They
I
don't
know.
talk about it.
That's good.
It's
Very
basically
good.
a lot of people that I know today. I have friends today that were selling at the Bel Air Swap Meet right here in Fontana that have businesses today. They have a store, whether it's like Pan Dulce bread or making T-shirts or flyers, things like that, and they have their own business. They're in charge of what their destiny is. So again, it's just all hard work and persevering through
Dedication.
people telling you no. And whether it's here or Beverly Hills, they want to put you here. You come out of high school, get into a college tuition, you owe that right off the bat. Then you get your degrees, then there's no opportunities for jobs. So
Yeah, they're teaching you to work for somebody.
yeah,
That's all school's doing.
exactly.
I feel like even more so now. Like they're not teaching them anything in school except for I almost feel like it's a waste, but it isn't. I feel like they can achieve at least. Okay, we achieved this. I got my degree, but they're still teaching them just to work for somebody. Be a boss.
It's definitely a drive that a young person can have.
And discipline.
And discipline,
Yes,
exactly.
there it is.
I talked to my son today, and he's 16, very close to me, and I'm monitoring him very closely because I want to see what he's doing, where he's going. Is it about girls? Is it
That's
about
fire.
provision? Is it about like his future?
Keep talking.
Whatnot? Yes. And he has a little bit of drive. So I'm like, he's like, Dad, what should I do this now? Like, I think I want to get into real estate. Okay, cool, son. You can make it happen, but you need to make sure you cross your X's and O's. Learn about it today. So he's studying. He's taking books out from the library, learning about real estate, just the general stuff to pass the test. But then he's like, oh, now I want to be a promoter and I want to throw concerts and manage hip hop artists. Shit,
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. You can do that too. You can probably make a lot of money too. So, but
He
it's just
see you
pushing
doing
him.
a lot too. He's
He's seen me
following.
do a lot too. A lot of the artists that he sees on like YouTube, they carry 50,000 followers, whatnot. My Instagram is not good. I'm not great, but can I put 3,000 people in front of me while I play?
Right.
Perfect statistics, and that
problem.
doesn't even matter.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I took him to a show where where the artist has 50,000 followers to stand, and it was like 40 people that showed up.
Right.
So it's a bit deceiving at the same time too. Don't take it so serious. Just play your cards right and learn from someone, and I'm sure people will gravitate to you. You know what I mean? Like gravitate to the idea, whatever he puts in play.
Nobody wants to listen
very,
to their
very
dad.
supportive. Yeah,
They're like, oh, Dad, you don't know. You know what I mean?
I kind of love that part, even though I got to get out of that arena, that area where you said, because I'm comfortable not allowing people to follow me. Because I'm very private. You see what I'm
Sure.
saying?
Yeah.
And I make my money, even though this is not private here.
Sure.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I got to get out of my comfort zone. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? Because I'm okay with being private
Right.
in my own businesses and how I make my money and stuff like that. But this is a whole different business. So it's like, yeah, I got to get comfortable myself to open up and let people into this world, into my other world. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
So I understand where you was coming from. Like, sometimes for some people, it's not about the followers. It's about, the impact that you're making.
I've already
Yeah, no,
made
no.
and the relationship that you've nurtured
Yes.
throughout the whole.
If you don't have a lot of followers, get someone that does.
Right.
Thank you, Nova.
I feel that.
No,
I'm
Nova
gonna
definitely
have
has
to put your
followers,
picture on my
putting in the
Facebook,
work.
on my Facebook and Instagram there, and tag you.
We're not, it's not even that much, but we're building it. That's where it was like cool. Because I was going to school for marketing, but I dropped out to do what I'm doing now.
Okay.
And like that's kind of what I realized. I could go and work for. I could go and like do marketing for another company, but I was like, I'm doing pretty
Doing
well
it
for
for
myself.
yours.
What's because earlier you told us that you were really good at marketing. That's what made you start your business because you was really,
I was
really
able
good
to
at.
promote.
Uh-huh.
I just kind of, I'll sit there. It was honestly, TikTok was like, I started seeing a lot of individuals just really pop up on TikTok. And I was like, man, you guys are funny. Or so then because they're funny or because they're cool, because they can sing or because they're just who they are, they're able to translate that to their business. And I was like, I feel like I've had a lot of friends in my life, and I feel like I would be good at social media. So I would like, and I don't get really shy in front of the camera. So I was like, I'm gonna just put myself in front of the camera and see what happens. And luckily, I would be like, hey, like, I don't know, like I'll have a show I have a show on this date, and then just make some videos to try to get people interested or like put myself in front. Like what people really like, probably because I'm so attractive, is just my face, like. But
That's
but
right.
it's just,
That's
like
right.
it's just people like just being like. It's so crazy how much putting your face in front of everyone like can get you. Like it doesn't matter who you are. I've seen like people that have like a bunch of fame online and they don't really like, they're just being themselves and they start businesses because they're just doing it. They don't care what people think.
That inspires you the most. Is you seeing people being
Yeah.
authentically them.
Yeah.
And you said, okay, I can do this.
I can do that,
Because
yeah.
that's me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what I caught in the beginning, going back to you guys' whole operation, the operation is so smooth because you're inviting people in with peace. You know what I mean? And you guys said in 8 years, only two fights.
yeah.
So at the end of the day, you're offering something that a lot of businesses and activities and restaurants and whatever it is, anything that has music and DJs can't offer. You know, and that vibe is, you know, the reason why y'all so connected the way y'all connected, because y'all want to be authentically y'all. You do, and you
Yes.
do.
Yeah.
And,
kinda
I
like-
can tell,
Yeah,
right? Am I right or wrong?
No, it's funny because like they build this crowd and it gives me a platform to like showcase what I love to do. Like I love to shoot photography.
Right.
That's
Right.
like
It's your
I'm.
passion.
Yeah.
I
so
can
they
tell
give,
you love it.
Yeah, they give me like the platform to do it. So I'm always down for them. Like whatever they need from me, I will always, you know.
It's
And it creates
like-
this cohesive bond, and it's weird. That, like I'm a little bit older than Henry, and then I'm a little bit younger than Orlando, and it's funny because I see what I used to do nightclub promoting. I see myself in Henry, and then I see where I want to be with Orlando. Like this dude has a nice ass house. Dude, he's got a game room and he's got a white wine spritzer dispenser.
Who is this guy? So
Yeah.
this guy or this guy?
Orlando.
Orlando.
So
but
what I'm
he's
saying-
married, y'all.
No,
so
but like-
he's married, so y'all
what's funny
don't
is-
go crazy in the comments.
So what's funny is like no, our first conversation we talked about vision, and that's a question I always ask people. That like I'm like, right, if we're gonna get down, it's like, what's the vision here? And he gave me an answer that like stays between us, but it stuck with me, and I told him my vision and of what I wanted from like our.
Look
you
at
know,
him put
my
you on
experience.
game though like that. That's
Yeah,
dope.
that's
Keep
fire.
going.
Yeah,
Keep going.
absolutely.
Keep
So-
going.
And you know, like that's one thing. If I could spread anything, it's like everything starts with vision. If
Absolutely.
someone doesn't have a
You gotta
vision,
see it.
get away from them. So it's like, what I'm saying is, so I'm like in between.
Unless
the
they're gonna follow your vision.
Absolutely. So like I said, like they had a vision. They gave me a platform to get me where I need to be. But then beyond that, it's like it grew more into like a friendship and more like a friend. They're like
Family.
probably the best people I've
Family
met
now.
in 2023, to be honest. Real talk.
Wow.
Oh,
Right.
that's
Thank you.
awesome.
Top.
Yeah, we'll
Question
take
for
it.
you.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been to an electronic music
I
festival?
never. I can't wait.
I
Marshall.
guarantee.
I
I
see
guarantee you go
We're gonna,
once.
yeah, we got it.
Please, and I'm gonna give you exclusive rights to the stage, to everything.
Wow.
I'll turn you to a fan in 30 minutes.
Wow.
That's all it takes. Is
I'm already.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm already fan.
But here's the thing, though. You gotta wear pink fluff, though. Pink fluff. Glitter. Little pink glitter.
I just became not a fan. No, I'm just kidding.
You can be who you are. Just be ready to be tapped on the shoulder, like, hey, what's your name? Who'd you come to see?
That's fire.
What's going on? Like, what
It's a
city
lot
are you
of fun.
from?
You guys are gonna really like it.
It's really cool.
That's smooth.
Again, too, I believe that the electronic music scene provides a safe place for people. If you're having a bad day, look for an electronic music place to go hang out at, because
it's fun.
everyone in there is extremely happy.
So they got these electronic places to go to without going to a festival. So
Oh, yeah.
like you could tell me like a place where I could
Yeah,
just
there's
go.
clubs and stuff that have like.
Yeah,
certain
there's a lot
DJs
of clubs, and I
stuff,
still
lots
have
of
my
different things.
Tuesday night nightclub in the basement at Space Taco. It's 21 and over. Clubs are challenged today. You got dating apps back in the 70s and 80s. People would go to nightclubs to meet girls and stuff like that. Now today, all that stuff is done. You go to Open Fish, or what's that stuff?
Open fish, plenty of fish.
Plenty
I don't
know.
I don't do the
The
dating apps. I
fish.
don't do dating apps.
Open
so.
the fish.
Yes, so like people go to bars, nightclubs for those kind of particular reasons. But now with all these apps and all that stuff, the club scene has taken a hit, and then you're getting these extravagant festivals. This is where like this idea stems from. I have friends that done it in the past. I'm seeing it. Who's doing it in the Empire? That's from the Empire. No one is. So I was just like, man, I got to do this. There's the opportunity. It's just being like 2 steps ahead of the game. Putting yourself out there. You roll the dice and see if it works out. And I'm so happy that the Electrofest thing is working out. We're on our 2nd year now. We have 5 shows. We're going to do 1 show this year. That's a 2-day festival. So it's exciting time for us. Building, growing together, giving people jobs is what's most important. Opening opportunities, I have guys that you'll meet when you go to this festival if you do on the 30th. and you would never in your life think that you would talk to these guys. Just the strangest, most, sorry guys, but weird guys that you wouldn't talk to in high school.
Yeah.
And they come out and they feel like they're running shit. They're running the show, like, you know, they got things going on.
Right.
So
Me.
this is what
They
I'm
in
talking
their
about.
element, feeling themselves, and
Feeling
that's my
themselves,
type
yes.
of people. Back then, I probably wouldn't have had talked to him because I was in this little culture thing.
Exactly.
But now, as an adult, I definitely will welcome any and everybody. Into
I've met
my
some of the
company.
most
Not
brilliant
everybody in my
people.
company,
Talented.
but I will
Yes.
speak and I will, you know,
Yeah, very
invite to.
talented, eclectic,
Brilliant.
beautiful people.
We have saxophone players, drummers
Live
that are from like high school bands,
Yeah.
college bands, football college bands that are actually being able to express themselves with nowhere to go to express themselves.
Good.
They're on stage with us. They're playing music. If you go, actually, Liza's birthday's in 2 days. What was it tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Remember, I invited
Fuck.
you
I'll
guys.
be
we're
there.
going.
Killer Queens,
shit.
Riverside,
Killer Queens, you
right?
guys.
Okay, so
Killer
tomorrow you're
Queens.
gonna see. We have a Congo player. He's gonna be up there just.
You're gonna
Yeah.
love the saxophone.
You're probably gonna want to
player.
buy. You're probably
do
gonna want to
it.
buy a
Oh
pair
my
of Congo
God.
drums after.
Have you met Jay?
Who is it?
Jay Jones.
No, I
He's a
haven't.
saxophone. That he can play house, hip hop, like rock, like on a saxophone, like with DJs, with it's crazy.
Freestyle.
Yeah, freestyle. You guys should definitely come. It's an adulting place. I think it's got more of like a lounge set. The lounge set's like couches, like they've got.
Yeah.
You could do like cigars over there. They got like
Well, it used
wine
to be
and
a cigar
cheese.
lounge.
Okay, see they
We're
got like
having a wine
charcuterie.
soiree. So we're making a matinee show. It starts at 6 p.m. You don't have to wait until 10 a.m. to go to the 10 p.m. to go to the nightclub. Get there at 6. They don't even got to go home and change. Go after work, whatever, whatnot.
Music
and have some
already,
cocktails. There's food.
cocktails,
There's
food.
saxophone player.
Beautiful
So it
people
ain't nothing
tomorrow.
crazy.
It's
Charcuterie
mine
boards.
and, mine and
Show.
Charlie's birthday tomorrow.
just joking.
Remember, it's our
Yeah,
party
we're going
tomorrow,
for 5:30. You guys said be there at 5:30 because we're
Yes.
gonna be kind of shoot like a what a vlog
Oh,
podcast
we got
type
House.
thing
Okay,
tomorrow.
House is gonna be there,
Yeah.
man. Shoot.
Yeah.
So we're going. House over
That's
Baz
it.
will be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
Baby,
Yeah.
let's do it. I'm with these guys now.
Yeah, we're with you
No, I'm
too.
about to say, we coming to y'all. hood. We coming to y'all.
All right.
Y'all the one putting on the show. We
Yeah.
You guys are honorary members, you know.
We
you
appreciate
guys.
that, man,
Love
yeah.
what you guys are doing, man. It's a really cool
For real.
thing.
No, you guys are growing
Uh,
rapidly fast.
I think I speak for all of us. This spot comes out of nowhere. It's like in the cut, but it's like this is I like the spot, like just the
Appreciate
walls.
that,
It's,
man.
it's in the cut, so don't think you can get here easy.
Yeah. Don't try looking for us.
I kind of
We
want
wolfing.
I kind of want to touch up on how I was saying the whole, like, you know, as a promoter, social media kind of person, you bring people into like who you are. This is what this is, you know. So you guys are doing the same, but with other people, you know,
Got
and
it.
that's basically like. That's what people love. People want to get to know people on a deeper level, and that's what you guys are doing.
and
too,
live,
you know?
live
Yeah.
and direct. I love the
Hey,
live and
yeah.
direct.
Yeah, I love that with the live too. I love doing that. It kind of like forced us. I feel like, well, me really too, to see other people, to actually see them. Though.
That's cool.
Instead of just like doing business with them
Right.
or
Old
you know what I
school.
mean? Like, you
Yeah.
know, it's like no, I gotta actually see you guys. So I'm when you guys are like, this is how I do it. When you guys are talking, I'm really evaluating everything I'm seeing within you guys, and I think that's cool because I never did that before.
Yeah.
I only did it with girls that I was trying to hook up with. You know what I'm saying?
You're like so
I'll
caught
be like,
up.
hey, I'm
right?
gonna see what I can do to swindle
For
this
a moment,
chick.
I'm
You know
seeing
saying?
what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna see everything, and then tomorrow I don't want to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? But in real, like this, I've never done it like this like this before. So I actually enjoy this because it kind of like
More personal.
you get to personally get to really learn people, and you're like, dang, I can learn a lot from even
Other
like
people,
the
yeah.
you can learn so much from other
For
people.
sure.
Just
Sure.
from a conversation.
Yeah.
Trust me, like when I'm seeing what you guys are doing, I want to do that. Like we might open our own little podcast.
You should invite them over to your studio. That would be cool.
We'll maybe collaborate with them and then have them do
I
some
think
stuff
that'd
for
be
us.
cool.
Yeah.
Obviously with pay and everything, because I know everyone's time is worth money and stuff. Especially if you're doing something like this. There's a lot that goes into this. Look at all this
Yeah.
equipment here.
It's a lot of
you guys are putting on a great
production.
show.
Very much
Appreciate
so.
that. And shout out to Diamond Studios.
Diamond
Baby.
Studio.
They
always coming over here.
Yes.
The big diamond in the
Over
house.
here. Yeah. So,
Pressurized, huh?
yeah, we're loving it, man.
Famous
Yeah.
questions for everybody.
Yeah, so
These two at least.
yeah, well, we're gonna we did it with we didn't do it with them here either last time. We'll do it with you guys though. We're gonna do it with all of them. So takeaway everything. So the partying, the clubs, you know, all the money, everything that you've been doing. Like, but who are you deep inside? Who are you? If even like your kids, your wife, your friends, if they were to like state who are you deep inside? Like what's your soul?
My soul is I love being alive and being on this earth and given a purpose to be here. Doing nothing is a big sin. So just keeping yourself busy, active, evolving, giving something for other people to look at. You get 1 out of 1,000 guys that are actually gonna get up every morning and go beyond and follow their dreams, and not take no for an answer, get knocked down and get back up on the bike and continue riding like if nothing ever happened, evading all the negativity.
Fire.
Being an example for I'm not saying Henry, but just for anyone that's willing to listen. I did it myself. I've seen people, even Liza's one of my best friends, and the stuff that I've seen her do when I was starting to promote, like in this area, she had a big example. She left a big example for me to follow, and Liza was queen back in the day, and she's still the queen today. But she was a great person
older but goody.
Yeah, good someone to look up to. Always ask for advice. Again, you kind of are who you hang out with. So
I think most of all, we're very passionate.
Yeah.
Not to mention, Orly and I are both Aquarius. We are besties, and we share an Aquarius sign. Not that makes any difference to anybody, but I think being passionate
Yeah.
and building a relationship with nurturing skills is a little different these days for people. Like our generation, we had to rub elbows. We had to talk. We were forced to talk. We were forced
Yeah, that's
to
true.
build those relationships and actually rub elbows and shake hands. People don't do that anymore. It's so impersonal. It's
Right.
so there's no meaning, there's no value. So when you actually have core people like that, you stay together. And Orly and I, we've been doing work together for years. We've had differences. We've had, maybe, that doesn't work out. But we always find a happy medium. And when he stresses out, I alleviate it. We kind of go back and forth.
Yeah.
And then now we've collaborated with, our teammates, a younger crew, and like Henry's learning from us and everything, but we just kind of learn from each other.
I just want to say one thing. That's crazy how you have so many damn best friends. Damn.
Yeah, Liza.
Yeah.
got a healing
Can I be a best friend too, Liza?
I was your best friend.
But all honesty, today, my family is what I am. Making sure they're safe. I'm home every night. I know it looks like I'm Mr. Party Guy, this and that, but I'm very content at being home, doing family style stuff, family parties. I'm very connected to my family. You wouldn't think so, but
Balance is everything. Balance
yeah,
is everything.
I've been able to balance myself, and that's kind of who I am today.
That's good. I like that. Family. I like that one. Since you were talking, Liza, I'm going to go to you guys have time to think. So,
There we go.
you know what I mean? But Liza,
Did I answer that right?
You did a great job.
the boobs Marley,
Pure.
right? Without the boobs, without anything,
boobs,
without anything around, you
I
know?
wonder how that would be without
I want to say, like, who are you deep inside?
when you take away everything, I have to say I'm a pretty passionate, persistent person with a lot of meaning. I mean, I think everyone that I've touched in my life, if you're in my circle and you're right there with me, you've made an impact on me in some way. And I'm pretty genuine. That's just, you go in, I go in with my heart, and I'm a pretty good energy reader. If I don't like your energy, there's going to be some kind of boundary,
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'm very open, very easygoing, pretty well-rounded. I mean, I grew up in the 80s. You know what I mean? But I think most of it, I'm passionate. Whatever I do, I go full force. If it doesn't work, you get up and you try something else. There's always a resolution for whatever didn't work before. You come around. I don't take no for an answer. I'm sorry. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
I like that.
I don't know what
I
no
love that.
means.
Got
I
you,
don't know
yeah.
what
I'm
no
not
means.
the only one that says that.
I don't
'Cause
know.
I
what
have
no
a whole
means.
video where I said I don't take no for an answer.
I don't.
Remember?
Right,
And people
right,
were like
right, right.
clouded a little bit, but I'm not the only one that's saying that.
Right,
now.
both of
I
them.
know both of you guys said that.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty driven.
We're gonna go to you now.
I would say I just like to create. I think this
So you're a creator.
creator for
Yes.
sure. Like I
Collaboration.
want to
He's gonna own his
inspire-
own business for sure.
Definitely.
I
Guaranteed.
want-
100% on that.
I want people to be able to believe in themselves, even if they came from nothing, because I feel like, and I'm, you know, my parents are the real ones that came from nothing, but then they gave us so much, and I feel like I was
wanna
spoiled.
give
But
back.
even, you know, when you compare yourself to other people, then you feel like, oh, I grew up with nothing kind of thing. But we were able to create everything that we created, you know, and like I like making music and just when I was younger, I like to draw. So I just like creating stuff that was in my mind and just making it real, you know.
Making
So
your
I
visions
think
come to life.
I think in my soul, I'm just someone that likes to create and just inspire other people to be able to believe in themselves. Because if I can do it, anyone can do it, you know. Because you don't need to have money and connections, and you can create that out of nothing.
That's
you know.
good. That's fire.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
Let's go to you. Who are you deep inside?
That's like simple. I'm a photographer. I've prepared my temperament. I spent thousands on my gear. I've done thousands of hours in the studio. Shot over 100 events. I've shot over like 36 weddings. Like you guys, you know, if you're a photographer, if someone asks you, hey, we need a wedding shot tomorrow. There's gonna probably be like 70% that aren't gonna be ready for it mentally and with their gear.
That's the part we want to get into.
I'm already in. Like you
Ready,
tell me to
he's
shoot,
got-
I need
oh,
to
he's
shoot a
got
wedding
the-
tomorrow. I'm like in. I got my routine down. I know how to.
You said
And
you're a
like-
photographer,
Photographer.
and that starts here and here.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so when you tell us that you're just photographer, what goes through your head like every day?
So, like you know how DJs, you see DJs go up there and they perform a show. It's like when I rock into a place, like I come in double slinged with 2 cameras on me, and it's like not even joking when I say this. I roll up there, it's like $9,000 worth of gear on me.
Ready to go.
It's like literally, I call it the Tiger Woods red shirt moment. You know, it's like I walk in there. I want other photographers to like reconsider their career when they look at me. Like I don't know if I could get to that pinnacle. Like, I know what I'm doing. I know how to engage.
I love that
I'm
one.
good at what I do.
You
Like,
better
and
reconsider when you see
I'm a
this
photographer,
equipment.
but then I also like to spend. I like to do music, and Henry and Orlando, they give me that like opportunity to do it.
What it sounds like
good
you do
cardio.
is you capture like the moments.
Absolutely.
Orly, can I
Like,
can I take on when we first met him? We were like,
He captures
Right, yeah.
the moments of everything. Of, like
Yeah.
Jake,
creativity.
let's tell you a little story.
Yeah,
So
so-
when we first
He
met
has the
Dion,
eye. He has the eye.
yeah, exactly. That's what, like, from behind everywhere. That's what I think is really, really tough. So when we first met him, like, he comes up and exactly what he said. He came with like a whole, like, and I was
Arsenal,
Like, yeah. I said, Orly, who's that guy? He's like, that's the new photography guy, Dion. And I was like, he's just the photographer? I'm like,
Dion
he came with, I was like, he's about to steal the whole show.
Yeah,
Just a
no. Dion came on
photographer.
and he was and honestly, if you want to learn how to get involved with things, the guy's super passionate about who he is.
Everything he does.
But I mean, bringing in
Delivery.
equipment, setting up the
Delivery.
stuff, camera guy, promoting, talking to you, spending time with you.
And you
And
get your
it's-
pictures edited the next day right away.
You like living in the moment.
To be honest, and honestly,
Dion is the moment.
I would
Yeah.
I would do for free.
He liked
but
living in the
I'm
moment.
blessed
Well,
to
he
get
did, that's what he told me. I said, "Listen, bro, like
You don't
we're,
do nothing
We're,
for
we're
free."
40 grand deep into this festival. Like, I don't have no money to pay you, and I'm just being
should be.
realistic. We gotta be in the green,
Thanks, Lando.
and we gotta hold up a second.
Talk that
Uh,
talk. That's
That's the
good.
real deal. I don't have I just want to be part of it, this and that, and don't worry about me. And I'm like, and everyone knows me.
He's,
I
I'm
don't
already
like,
worried.
I don't like anyone doing anything without getting paid. Like, I'd rather take the if my dishwasher doesn't show up, I'm humble enough to go back there and dishwash. So, Dion, I can't pay you. It's not, oh, don't worry about it. I'll do it anyways. This and that. I'm like, bro, I can't pay you though. Like, look at all this equipment you have on, $9,000.
He's Batman photographer.
He did such a great job we paid him anyways, right?
Yeah, thank you. That, like I said, that's why I feel like I'm blessed to be a photographer. Photography has opened doors for me that normally wouldn't
And it's a
happen.
very competitive
Yeah.
world
And
for
then on
you
top
to.
of the- yeah, and on
no,
top-
it is, and I've watched you.
We have like 4 other photographers on top.
And then on top of that, I would do it for free. That's how much I love this
No,
shit.
but you know what I like about you is you engage with everybody, and he walks around. You wouldn't even know that he's the photographer. You would think he was like somebody that's going to interview you, and then all of a sudden he's over here, over there, and then all of a sudden the next day all the photos are up, and you're like, what the hell? I don't even remember
Yeah.
taking.
If I didn't have a camera, I'd be just some weirdo at a festival just walking around.
No,
you know? So that
he's
gives me
good.
my
He's gotta
social, it gives me my social stat, like my
Yeah.
social
Yeah.
place in
It's a
society.
part of you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, and honestly,
So, photography.
if I get to say one thing, I would be nothing without my servers, my dishwashers, the back of the house, the front of the house, Nova, Dion, people like Liza. So make sure you surround yourself with the right people.
Fire.
I like that. Family, creator, moment catcher, and persistence. Right here. Like that.
Throw that
Like
in your
that.
fireplace. You might burn your house down.
We want to thank.
scared
you
go
might
to
turn
church
it
'cause
up.
the remix hurts.
Or you might turn it up at the festival. Throw that in your house. Might get turned up.
Yeah.
All 4 of them, right?
We want to thank you all for coming on. We really appreciate you guys for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us
Appreciate it.
again.
And I can see us working together on things for sure, man. This will be fun.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
Appreciate
exciting to
Bringing new
grow
people
Inland
up in-
Empire is amazing.
You know what I mean?
You want some of that too?
All right, let's do it. Let's
damn.
do it.
Well, we out of here, folks. House of a Baz. I'm Ronnie Adams.
House in the bowels, baby.
I'm Jacob Casas. Shed the sheep. Like and subscribe. And we're out.
We out of here.
West Coast.